Ngayong gabi sa Giorno,
Motorcycles here are ridiculous.
isang dayuhan na gumawa ng video tungkol sa mga bagay na ayaw niya sa Pilipinas, umani ng batikos. Dapat nga ba tayong mainsulto?
I just hosted it, and that was a character choice that I chose, and I'm sorry that some people were offended, but that was never my intention. Was to attack an entire nation and make them feel horrible.
Dapat nga bang magpataw ng karagdagang buwis sa mga produktong alak at sigarilyo?
Mawalang galang po. This will spell the faster disappearance of the local tobacco industry.
At isang nauusong aerial workout, hindi lang daw nakabubuti sa katawan, kundi pati sa isipan.
Pag nagsisilk ako, aerial silk, nanonotice ko na nagagamit ko talaga lahat. Unang-una yung core, syempre yung legs, at saka yung arms.
Ang lahat ng yan mapapanood ngayong gabi. Ako po si Lucy Cruz Valdez, ang inyong Giorno. Nakakita ka ng NPA niya, papatayin mo pa siya. 2 known Mangyan leaders were lost. Ano ang estado ng laban ng pamahalaan sa mga pirata? Susunod na mitsa ng gyera, tubig.
She has a loyalist following, right?
Ano ang tunay na kalagayan ng Philippine Labor Force? Dahil nga raw sa video na in-upload ni Jimmy Sykes-Ka na pumupuna sa ilang mga bagay na pangit tungkol sa Pilipinas, naideklara siyang persona non grata. Pero may basehan nga ba ang dayuhan para sabihing it's not fun in the Philippines?
There's also a lot of traffic, which creates a lot of filth and pollution.
Buhol-buhol na traffic, nagkalat na basura sa bawat sulok ng bansa, at pag-ihi ng mga kalalakihan sa kung saan-saan. Ilan lang ito sa mga bagay na pinuna sa viral video na 20 Reasons Why I Dislike the Philippines. In-upload ito ng Amerikanong independent filmmaker na si Jimmy Sykes-Ka noong March 13, 2012.
You have a gigantic hole in the sidewalk. How do you fix it? Put a garbage can in it.
Mula noon, pinutakti na si Sykes-Ka ng batikos mula sa mga netizens at maging mga opisyal ng pamahalaan. Hindi inakala ni Jimmy na ganito ang magiging reaksyon ng mga Pilipino sa video. Anya, hindi raw siya dapat ang pagbuntunan ng sisi.
So here's another thing that pisses me off about the Philippines. Take a look at
Trabaho lang daw niya ang mag-host ng video para sa channelfix.com, isang production company na nakabase sa Estados Unidos. Sa aking eksklusibong panayam kay Jimmy, ipinaliwanag niya sa akin ang konteksto sa likod ng paggawa nila ng nasabing video.
What was the context for the video that you did on the Philippines?
Well, basically how that worked was after I came back from England, Channel Fix had started, and they had already shot 20 Reasons I Love the Philippines. Basically, we're just creating different pilots that we can release through various different producers.
So you mean to say there's also 20 reasons why I dislike, say, Bermuda? I mean, is it a global thing?
Well-
It's not just a Philippine thing.
I mean, I guess it could be, but we have to also consider that I was just the host of it. I wasn't the creator of it. I didn't create this show. I'm just the voice and the image of it, which I think a lot of people misunderstood.
There was no major reaction to the
No.
like, only to the dislike. Was there a deeper, long-term objective to coming out with a video like this?
You'd have to ask the producer. I was literally like, Jimmy, can you host this piece? It's like, okay, yeah, sure. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it on Saturday. We just walked around and did it in like 3 hours.
So there was no intent, for example, to change for the better, transformation, video production as a means to change society. Was there ever such a noble goal?
Not necessarily, but I mean, the things that I was discussing, definitely I felt, that these are problems, and someone should address them. But it wasn't like I was directly attacking the government or anything like that. Or, But when you have a platform like that where people can see stuff at a mass level, I mean, sometimes it's quite easy, even mistakenly, to spark some sort of change and whatnot. It's really a shame, though, that the 20 Reasons I Love, no one wants to talk about it. Maybe now, maybe after this.
Maybe after this, yeah.
3 taon nang naninirahan si Sykes Ka sa Cebu. Taong 2008 nang inalok siyang maging sound mentor sa International Academy of Film and Television na nakabase sa Cebu. Dati siyang sound mixer sa Amerika.
Disgusting.
Ayon kay Jimmy, kabilang daw sa mismong staff na bumuo ng konsepto at sumulat ng script ng ngayoy kinaiinisang video, mga Pilipino rin.
Look at that. He's ready. He slows down. He's beeping. Beep. Slowing down.
Which parts of the dislike video you really, really felt were truly true?
Like, for example, the hole in the ground with the garbage can. Like, that's down the block from my old house, and I see that every day. And that was like for months. And it's like, okay, that's a good solution out the gates, but like it was there for quite a while. So something like that, it's like, well, why not just fix it?
Oh, it's coming over there. It was just over there.
Hindi naman natin maikakailang may bahid ng katotohanan ang ilan sa mga bagay na napuna ni Sykes Ka sa video. Kaya may mga nagsasabing hindi dapat tayo magalit kay
So
Jimmy.
I have no problem giving them food if I have extra food or even buying them food. But when they ask for money, it's very suspicious because of the fact that they're probably working for a pimp or their mother or father are pimping them out in order to get coins, bring them back. Flawless white, healthy white. More healthy.
Halimbawa na lang daw ang pagkahumaling ng mga Pinay sa pagpapaputi dahil sa sangkatutak na mga whitening lotions na ibinebenta sa ating merkado.
Although naturally.
Ayon sa 2004 survey ng Sinovate, isang global market research company, 50% ng mga Pilipinang kanilang nakapanayam ay gumagamit ng whitening products. Pinakamataas daw ito kung ikukumpara sa mga kapitbahay natin sa Asia. Ilan pa sa mga binira ng video ang ating mga gwardyang kulang sa training. Mga gusaling hindi matapos-tapos.
Wanna give me a beep? Just give me a beep. Just give me a beep.
At ingay na dulot ng labis na pagbusina at pagtilaok ng manok.
Here in the Philippines, they actually created a job for someone to cut these napkins into this size. This isn't
Maging ang maliit na pagkakahati ng tissue sa mga kainan, di rin niya pinalampas.
small, useless sizes. Got some metal. So here in the Philippines, it's not a bathroom or a toilet. It's a comfort room. Or a
Binigyan din niya
CR.
ng pansin ang maruruming pampublikong palikuran sa ating bansa, bagamat karamihan ng mga ipinakita nilang kasilyas sa Cebu lang kinunan.
They'll do. They're not comfortable. They're uncomfortable.
Depensa ni Nilo Marayag, pinuno ng Environmental and Occupational Health Cluster ng Department of Health o DOH, baka raw walang sanitary permit mula sa DOH ang palikurang ipinakita ni Sykes Ka sa kanyang video.
Ang ratio kasi ng ating sanitary inspector is 1:20 population. May mga ibang LGUs na umaabot ng 1:40 population. So lahat na halos yung mga ibang establishment hindi na i-inspect ng ating sanitary inspector dahil sa kakulangan ng staff.
Umabot na ng mahigit 100,000 hits ang video ng 20 Reasons Why I Dislike the Philippines sa internet. Kanya-kanyang opinyon ang ating mga kababayan sa mensahe ng video.
Siguro, di-take ko siya as parang constructive criticism kung meron siyang malinaw na ito ginawa ko para lang, hindi para kay siraan. Pinapakita ko lang ito yung nangyayari.
Napaka-overused na ng concept na magagalit tayo dahil sinasabi ng mga tao na ito na ganito ang tingin.
Siguro pwede naman sabihin sa gobyerno mismo o dun sa lokal na tinitirhan niya na ito po yung mga napapansin ko na mali dito sa tinitirhan ko.
Totoo naman ang sinasabi niya. Di naman decente tingnan ng Pilipinas.
Eye-opener siya actually. Para din naman sa ating mga Pilipino yun. Kasi totoo din naman yun.
May mga nagkibit-balikat lang din sa video, kabilang narito ang Malacanang.
There will be things that he will not like. There will also be things that a tourist would like in the Philippines. He has his freedom to say that, but what's very important is that we are promoting the Philippines as is a haven for investment.
Ngunit may mga umalma at kinondena ang video, kagaya na lang ni Cebu City Councilor Cicinio Andales.
Cebu City is not the Philippines, okay? And moreover, this concerns with mga trivial matters which can be addressed to the mayor or to the proper agency.
Ayon sa Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, ang sinumang dayuhan na idineklarang persona non grata o unwelcome person ng isang bansa ay di na maaaring makatapak sa teritoryo nito hanggang sa bawiin ito ng estado. Pero ayon kay Sykes-Ka, hindi naman dapat ganito kabigat ang ipataw sa kanyang parusa dahil lamang sa video na kanyang inilabas sa internet.
Did you actually feel that each one of them was true?
This is quite funny. A lot of females predominantly have been like emailing me quite upset because I say that every good-looking girl is a ladyboy. And that was just like tongue-in-cheek. The whole thing is a satire. And the two transgender male females in that piece are my friends. They work with us. They work for us. They wanted to be in that, And then if you spin that or you look at the other side, they were flattered that I said that. So, you know what I mean? It was just tongue-in-cheek, But there's people that think I honestly believe that every single female here is a ladyboy. They're just kind of like taking my words and just believing everything.
So we weren't supposed to take that literally?
Well, no. I mean, I've been working in entertainment for a lot of years. If you take everything literally and serious, unless it's like a news publication, like you have to just take it with a grain of salt. If you want to talk about sarcasm or satire, then I think it's lost in translation a little bit. That I would agree with. But I wouldn't say there's a language barrier. I just hosted it, and that was a character choice that I chose, and I'm sorry that some people were offended, but that was never my intention. Was to attack an entire nation and make them feel horrible, because I feel horrible about it.
Pisses me off in many ways. Why? Because it wastes time.
Aminado rin naman si Sykes-Ka, hindi lang sa Pilipinas makikita ang mga bagay na kanyang pinuna.
When he follows the traffic laws.
For example, I mean, have you been to New York City? They throw their garbage on the sidewalk there.
There you go. So, so why make video of the Philippines, the ugly things in the Philippines, when there are ugly things, the same ugly things that exist in other countries? Why single us out?
I didn't try to single out anyone. As I said before, I was just the host. I wasn't the creator. This wasn't. I'm not the brainchild of this.
Was this supposed to be a series, Jimmy? Was the Philippines going to be the first in a series of things that we like or dislike about whatever place?
The whole concept of this site is to create pilots, okay? And you have 100, 200, 300, however many pilots you have. Then the viewers that come to the site, they vote on what they like and what they don't like. And there's actually a communication between the producers and the crew along with the actual viewers. And they say, we like this, you should do it here. So, no, all of these were created on Channel Fix as strictly pilots. Some will never get made again. Some will get developed into something else. So that I can't answer. That has to do with the viewers. That has to do with the people that want to see more of this or more of that.
As you can see, sanitation, refrigeration's thrown out the window here in the Philippines. You hungry?
Sabi ni Jimmy, ang tangi raw niyang pagkakamali ng ginawa niya ang video, nag-host siya nang hindi pa niya lubusang nauunawaan ang kulturang Pilipino.
In the 3 or 4 years that you've been here, did that ever occur to you that we're very sensitive when it comes to things about us, even though they're true?
I mean, yes and no. To be honest, like, when we shot this, none of that stuff, I mean, usually when these types of things happen, it's like, wow, why didn't I think of that, And that's what life's all about is, you make choices, you make mistakes, you learn from them, and you move on, right? And a lot of the stuff that I said in there, yeah, I mean, that's problems that I see, that everybody sees, that foreigners see, that locals see. But the way that I hosted it, that the character that I created for it was, I thought that would be the most effective way to do it for people to see it.
Ang film na si Alex Compton, isang dating basketbolista at ngayon assistant coach ng isang koponan sa PBA, naniniwalang may pagkakamali si Sykes-Ka. Sa isang interview na lumabas sa Interaction.com, mahaba raw ang proseso na kanyang pinagdaanan bago niya tuluyan at lubusang naunawaan ang kulturang Pinoy. 15 taon nang naninirahan si Compton sa Pilipinas. Sabi pa ni Alex, kahit daw siya kinailangang matutong magtagalog nang nakapag-asawa siya ng Pilipina at nagkaroon na ng anak. Nagsagawa rin daw siya ng research tungkol sa Pilipinas para lubusan niyang maunawaan ang kultura ng mga Pinoy. Ito raw ang linyang tinapakan daw ni Jimmy nang ilabas niya ang video.
Look what we have here. Front page news. AFP pushes back MILF. MILF. MILF here in the Philippines stands for Moro Islamic Liberation Front.
Diba, sabi ng mga iba na wounds of a friend are better than the kisses of an enemy. Sa akin, kailangan friends muna tayo. Kaya, halimbawa, kung may tao na may opinion na hindi maganda sa isang bansa, okay lang kung sarili nilang bansa.
Ayon kay Department of Tourism Secretary Ramon Jimenez, dapat naisip pa rin ni Sykes-Ka at ng mga taong bumuo ng video na malaki ang maaaring maging epekto nito sa turismo ng bansa, lalo pat umaalagwa ang panibagong kampanya ng DOT na It's More Fun in the Philippines. Kamakailan lang humingi ng paumanhin sa buong bansa si Sykes-Ka. Nakaamba pa rin ang panukala ni Cebu City Councilor Andales na gawin siyang persona non grata sa Queen City of the South.
How has it changed your views about Filipinos?
I'm more hyper-aware that they are sensitive people. And I'm a sensitive guy. I mean, you know, and it's, yeah, I just feel really bad that I offended people because that wasn't my intention. And I am glad, though, that some people are a little bit more vocal now because of it, and that, you know...
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, I get hundreds of emails a day saying thank you for, you know, doing this, and then, I mean, that's one positive thing out of it is, like, a lot of people are contacting me, like, let's do a show together, you know, I'll help you co-host it, and we can go do stuff that will promote change and all of that. And I said, well, all right, let's do it. Let's write a treatment, and that's great. I just really want people to know that, like, I just hosted it, and that was a character choice that I chose, and I'm sorry that, you know, some people, you know, were offended, but that was never my intention, was to attack an entire nation and make them feel horrible, because I feel horrible about it.
Go Philippines.
I love the Philippines!
Ngunit bago pa man naging kontrobersyal ang video ni Sykes-Ka, na-i-post na sa internet ang isa pang video ng channelfix.com na pinamagatang 20 Reasons Why I Love the Philippines.
A clear-cut example is if you watch 20 Reasons I Love the Philippines, I mean, a lot of people haven't seen it, and, you know, it's just... The media and the internet and all of that, they kind of latch on to more of the negative aspects and kind of glorify that versus the positive. The bottom line is the 20 Reasons I Love that came out before this. That was done before this. It was shot before it. It was conceptualized before it. And we were just spinning it to show a different side. You know, but no one talks about that.
Literally. And so you have great beaches, great coastlines. These are bonka boats back here.
Patunay daw ito na wala raw intensyong siraan ni Sykes-Ka at ng mga taong bumuo ng video ang Pilipinas.
Is it more fun in the Philippines for you, just from a purely foreigner or tourist point of view?
Absolutely. I mean, I've never met an entire race of people that are so welcoming and friendly and nice and smiles. Because as I said, I've been to other countries, Laos, Thailand, Hong Kong, Cambodia. I mean, there's just out the gate, there's a language barrier, you know? There isn't that here, you know? Everybody in the Philippines speaks at least a little bit of English, you know, and I can't say that for the other countries that I visited. And, you know, you have so many different diverse options, you know, you have like 7,108 islands with low tide. And, you know, some people are saying, well, you should travel more in the Philippines. I've been to like 30 or 40 different places, whether it be work-related or just traveling, you know? And amazing. I've been to Mindanao. People are emailing me, go to Mindanao. I've been there, done that, you know? People just think that I love it. And people think I just sit in Cebu City and like rant and complain, and I just hosted a show, and it got really blown out of proportion. And yeah, that's not the case. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate anything. So of course, if I offend someone, of course I'm gonna apologize. You know.
He's beeping. He's ready to go. He's beeping.
Kamakailan lang, lumabas ang balitang hindi na raw itutuloy ni Councilor Andales ang kanyang mosyon para paalisin ng bansa si Jimmy dahil sa paghingi nito ng paumanhin.
Deeply sorry that I offended some people.
Pero ang pagpapakumbaba raw ng dayuhan ay hudyat lang ng totoong issue. Kung nais talaga nating makilala bilang isang bansang dapat bisitahin,
The islands, friendly people. The food isn't so good.
dapat nating matutunang tanggapin ang opinyon ng iba at gamitin ito para punan ang ating mga pagkukulang at itama ang mga pagkakamali.
It's warm.
Layunin ng sin tax bill na gawing iisa na lamang ang ipataw na buwis sa lahat ng produkto ng sigarilyo at alak. Tataas ng 1,000% ang presyo ng sigarilyo at alak sa bansa.
Mawalang galang po. This will spell the faster disappearance of the local tobacco industry.
Matindi ang kampanya ng Department of Health para mabilis na maipasa ang sin tax reform bill sa Kongreso na naglalayong dagdagan ang buwis na ipapataw sa mga alak at sigarilyo. Pero solusyon nga ba ito para matigil na ang mga paboritong bisyo ng mga Pilipino? Tirikman ang araw, tuloy-tuloy pa rin sa pagtatrabaho ang mga manggagawa sa plantasyon ng tabako sa norte. 50 taon na ang industriya ng tabako sa Ilocanja. Mahigit 2 milyong Pilipino ang umaasa sa kabuhayang ito. Isa si Nanay Remedios sa mga magsasaka at 2 dekada nang nagtatanim ng tabako rito.
Lagi pupunta ka sa bukid, magtusok ka, maghapon ka. Pag magatusok mo yung tabako, ilagay mo sa pugon. Pag naluto, kung alauna, alas 2, gising ka na naman, lalabas mo yung tabako. Kung kasya naman yung pinagbilihan namin, kukunin namin pang araw-araw.
Ang 400 kita kada araw ang siyang tumutustos sa 6 niyang anak. Ang itinatanim at pinapatuyong tabako nila Nanay Remedios, siya namang ginagawang sigarilyo ng mga lokal na pagawaan ng yosi sa ating bansa. 90% ng tabakong mula norte ay binibili ng kumpanyang Philip Morris. Ngunit ang kabuhayan nila Nanay Remedios nanganganib daw mawala dahil sa nakabinbing House Bill 5727 o ang Sin Tax Reform Bill sa Kongreso.
Ayaw namin matanggal yung tabako kasi siya ang pinagkakitaan namin ng pera. Ayaw namin matanggal. Kahit mahirap.
Layunin ng Sin Tax Bill na gawing iisa na lamang ang ipataw na buwis sa lahat ng produkto ng sigarilyo at alak. Sa oras na maipasa ito sa mababang kapulungan, tataas ng 1,000% ang presyo ng sigarilyo at alak sa bansa. Ibig sabihin, ang 50 pisong presyo ng isang kaha ng sigarilyo sa ngayon, magiging 500 piso ang presyo kapag naisapatupad ang Sin Tax Bill. Si Cavite Representative Joseph Emilio Abaya ang siyang may panukala ng House Bill 5727.
This will raise revenues to fund a universal healthcare program. Second, it would raise revenues for government. Third, it would provide a disincentive for the poor and the youth from engaging in or developing the habit of smoking and drinking. Third is it will level the playing field. There's no competition. There's a huge dominant monopoly both in the alcohol industry and the tobacco industry.
Ayon sa Department of Health o DOH, ang Pilipinas daw sa ngayon ang may pinakamurang halaga ng sigarilyo at alak sa buong Asia. Sa presyong 2 piso at 50 sentimos, kayang-kaya ng mga kabataang bumili ng tingi, tigi isang stick ng yosi. Kaya naman pati ang DOH, isinusulong ang sin tax bill.
Ako ang nakikita ko kasi dyan ang importante pag biglang tumaas yan, hindi ang presyo ang hindi makakabili yung ayaw manigarilyo.
Kahit daw kumikita ang ating pamahalaan ng 23 milyon mula sa buwis ng tabako kada taon, hindi pa rin daw ito sulit ayon sa DOH. Mahigit 200 Pilipino raw ang namamatay kada araw dahil sa mga sakit na dala ng paninigarilyo. Dagdag pa ng DOH, 2 sa 5 batang edad 13 hanggang 15 naninigarilyo na. Isa na rito si Janjan na nagsimulang manigarilyo noong 12 taong gulang pa lamang siya.
Sa mga tropa ho, natuto na ho ako
Pero sa oras na magtaas ang presyo ng paboritong bisyo ni Janjan, magdadalawang isip na raw ang binata.
Tigil na po ako sa bisyo. Kasi tumaas na po yung presyo ng mga bisyo
Sa kasalukuyan, hindi pa naiisip ni Janjan ang magiging epekto ng paninigarilyo sa kanyang pangangatawan. Maayos na rin daw ang magulong sistema ng kung papaanong lagyan ng buwis ang sigarilyo at alak. 1996 pa nang huling isaayos ng Bureau of Internal Revenue o BIR ang sistemang ito. Kaya naman napapanahon na raw para muling ayusin ang pagbuwis sa sigarilyo at alak sa pamamagitan ng administrative bill na ito.
Gusto natin eventually maging single tier ho, yun, maging isang rate lang ho. Basta kung sigarilyo kayo, kung ano ho yung brand nyo, ano hong presyo, isa lang ho yung tax niya. No? So, or sa alcohol, ganun rin. Or sa beer, ganyan rin ho yung sistema. Yun ho yung feature nun, House Bill 5727.
Mas malaki rin daw ang kikitain ng pamahalaan sa sin tax bill.
May revenue rin ho ma-generate, no? The projected revenue is 60 billion.
Subalit may ilan din namang hindi natuwa sa panukalang isinumite ni Congressman Abaya. Ayon kay 2nd District Ilocos Sur Representative Eric Owen Singson Jr., masyado raw mataas ang hinihinging karagdagang buwis. Dapat daw ay dahan-dahang pagtaas ng buwis ang mangyari. Ito ay para hindi mahirapan ang mga nagtatanim ng tabako, ang mga kumpanyang gumagawa ng sigarilyo at alak, pati na rin ang mga bumibili ng mga ito.
The salient points is giving a unitary tax rate, at least an increase of 30 pesos in all the brands that's being sold in the market now. I think the tax measure is actually a very, very harsh tax measure because it places a heavy burden on the locally manufactured cigarettes.
Ayon pa kay Singson, 10% lang daw ang dapat ipataw sa presyo ng sigarilyo at alak. Hindi raw naaayon sa ating konstitusyon ang panukala ni Abaya na 1,000% kaagad ang itataas ng mga produktong ito.
2 million dependents on the tobacco industry sa buong northern region. So kung matatamaan tayo ng gantong mabigat na tax, medyo delikado sa industriya.
But we have clear provisions in the bill to provide alternative farming options for them.
Ang isa sa mariing tumututol sa panukalang ito, sila Union Representative Victor Ortega.
Masyadong grabe yung kay under the Abaya Bill. The increase is exorbitant. It's not just an ordinary increase. It's not only too much of an increase. It is exorbitant.
Sang-ayon naman daw sila sa pagtaas ng buwis, ngunit sa tama at angkop na paraan.
We are not against increasing taxes. But it has to be reasonable, and it has to be gradual, and it has to be fair. Fair, especially to the local tobacco industry. Governor at
Ang Northern Alliance, isang organisasyon na kinabibilangan ng mga mayor at barangay official sa Hilagang Luzon, layunin daw na mabigyan ng proteksyon ang lokal na industriya ng tabako at mga nagtatrabaho dito.
Kung mapasa po itong Abaya Bill, mawalang galang po. This will spell the faster disappearance of the local tobacco industry. Kasi ang matatamaan po dito, yung mga local cigarettes natin. Ang makikinabang po dito, mga imported cigarettes. Kasi liliit ang sale ng locals kasi napakamahal na.
Dagdag pa ni Congressman Ortega, bago isumite ang mga ganitong panukala, dapat daw maglagay ng alternatibong pangkabuhayan ng pamahalaan para sa mahigit 2 milyong magsasakang mawawalan ng kabuhayan.
Unahin mo yung safety net bago mamatay yung tao. Ilalagay mo yung safety net, nahulog na pala sa lupa, yung tatalon galing sa building because there is a fire. No, you put the safety net first and then tell him, jump! Nandyan na yung safety net.
Bagamat tutol sila sa panukala ni Representative Abaya, handa pa rin daw pag-usapan kung ano ang mas makakabuti sa industriya ng tabako.
Baka naman pwede kaming magsalubong na matupad ang kanilang hangarin, maproteksyonan din ang industriya. Because we in the North, our main concern is protection of the industry, consequently protection of our farmers.
Hindi lang sa Kongreso mainit ang debate sa Sin Tax Bill. Pati ang mga kumpanyang apektado sa pagpapataw ng isang buwis sa lahat ng produkto ng alak tutol dito. Isa na rito si Olivia Limpeao, presidente ng Distilled Spirits Association. Ang sabi niya, lubhang maaapektuhan daw ng bill ang mga pagawaan ng alak sa bansa.
Medyo mahirap yon, no, kung i-apply natin sa negosyo dahil ang negosyo, iba-iba ang merkado. Ang matatamaan talaga, yung mga nasa baba, yung mga mas murang alak.
Ngayon pa lang daw ay nakikinita na niya na malaking lugi ang dala ng Sin Tax Bill sa mga negosyante. Parehas din ang sentimiento ng Philip Morris, ang isa sa pinakamalaking pagawaan ng sigarilyo sa bansa.
Labis-labis na pagtaas ng buwis sa sigarilyo.
Sa gagawing pagtaas ng sin tax, magiging laganap daw ang smuggling at pamemeke ng mga sigarilyo.
Yung mga local manufacturers, lalo na yung mga small players, pagka nagkaroon na ng unitary tax rate, malaki yung posibilidad na magsara yung mga kumpanyang ito o bawasan ng malaking porsyento yung kanilang operasyon.
Ngunit hindi lahat ng kumpanya tutol sa panukala ni Congressman Abaya. Ang kumpanyang British American Tobacco sinusuportahan ang panukalang ito dahil mas dadami raw ang magnenegosyo sa ating bansa.
House Bill 5727 is one way to bring a level playing field to the Philippine tobacco market by basically eliminating historical preferences for older brands. Not for brands that are local or brands that are imported, but it's a question of old brands versus new brands. So we support the 5727, but we also would support any type of compromise bill.
Dagdag pa ng pinuno ng British American Tobacco, kung may kompetisyon ang mga bumibili ng tabako sa norte, ay mas makakabuti raw ito para sa mga magsasaka.
To have multiple buyers competing for that tobacco is going to raise prices and benefit the farmers.
Sa kasalukuyan, hindi pa malinaw kung maisa sa batas nga ang Sin Tax Bill. Marami ang umaalma na ito na raw ang katapusan ng industriya ng tabako. May mga kumbinsido ring ito na ang magpapatigil sa bisyo ni Juan. Ngunit sa panahon ngayon, isa lang ang sigurado, mahaba pa ang pagdaraanan ng panukalang ito.
Pag nagsisilk ako, aerial silk, nananotice ko na nagagamit ko talaga lahat. Unang-una yung core, syempre yung legs, at saka yung arms.
Ang kalusugan ay kayamanan. Kaya naman marami sa atin ang nahuhumaling sa iba't ibang paraan ng pag-e-exercise. Pero ang mga bagong style ng pagiging fit, talaga namang nakakalula. Ang mga Pinoy nga naman, pagdating sa kalusugan, kahit ano susubukan. Iba't ibang exercise na ang nauuso ngayon. Lahat patok sa mga gustong magpa-sexy at magpapayat. Pero may isang ehersisyo ngayon na tila ililipad ka sa kapayatan. Ang aerial silk. Sa Malaysia nagsimula ang aerial silk na mas kilala rito sa tawag na aerial dance. Dinala lang ito sa ating bansa noong nakaraang taon. Dito sa air dance, hindi dance floor ang katapat ng mga estudyante kung hindi isang mahabang telang nakasabit sa kisame. Para kang umiindayog sa hangin.
Ang aerial dance ay isang uri ng cardiovascular exercise at higit pa dito, isa siyang resistance and strengthening exercise. Makita mo magtutuon ng iyong muscles, ang iyong development ay natural, hindi kayo nagbabulk. Maganda ang development ng katawan mo dahil nakikita mo unti-unti na tumitigas ang muscles mo.
Pero hindi raw basta-basta pwedeng gawin ang exercise routine na ito. Ibang klaseng tela daw kasi ang ginagamit sa aerial silk.
Ang isang tela na ginagamit mo ay ang tinatawag naming low stretch. Isa siyang 100% polyester at hindi one-way lang ang stretch niya para hindi masyadong mabounce at for safety reason din.
Kahit mukhang manipis at mabilis mapunit, wala raw dapat ipag-alala ang mga gustong sumubok sa aerial dance dahil ligtas gamitin ang telang ito. Hindi ka mahuhulog o sesemplang sa sahig.
Ginagamitan din to ng carabiner, yung pang-akyat sa bundok. Very, very safe siya. 200 to 300 kilos ang kaya ng weight ng tela.
Kanya-kanyang sirko sa ere, tila singgaan ng dahon kung umigkas sa itaas. Talaga namang namangha kaming panoorin ng mga estudyante sa aerial dance class habang sabay-sabay silang nagpapakita ng kanilang mga stunt. Isa sa mga nahuhumaling sa aerial silk ngayon si Cristal Belo Henares. Pangatlong beses pa lang siyang bumabalik sa klase.
Natuto ko lang last year, mga fourth quarter last year. Pinatrain talaga namin si Lala para may certified teacher dito sa Pilipinas.
Iba raw ang nakita niyang pagbabago sa kanyang katawan mula nang siya'y mag-aerial silk.
Pag nagsisilk ako, aerial silk, nananotice ko na nagagamit ko talaga lahat. Unang-una yung core, syempre yung legs, at saka yung arms. Yung isa pang body part na ginagamit talaga namin at tinistrengthen is yung back, which hindi talaga nasa-strengthen sa ibang mga exercise.
Kahit daw nasubukan na ni Cristal ang iba't ibang klaseng ehersisyo gaya ng Pilates, Planaforma o Bikram Yoga, binabalik-balikan pa rin daw niya ang aerial dance. Ngunit hindi lang aerial dance ang lumilipad sa kasikatan ngayon dahil ang mga health buff nahatak din sa anti-gravity yoga.
The one who created this program is Christopher Harrison. He started off as a gymnast and then he became a cheerleader, actually with Paula Abdul choreographing together. Tapos noon, he created his own dance company called the Anti-Gravity Entertainment Group.
Iba-ibang mga yoga pose ang ginagawa sa anti-gravity yoga kumpara sa tradisyonal na Bikram yoga habang nakasabit ka sa duyang pang-yoga.
Allowing yourself to let go in the pose so you can truly enjoy it.
May inverted o spider
Your
na.
arms out, a little bit more ease, or if you want to stretch.
At meron ding tinatawag na warrior pose na kapwa raw nakakabuti sa ating katawan. Ang mismong yoga instructor na si Ana Carbonell, gumaling daw ang sakit sa kanyang spine.
I have a slight scoliosis on my back. Before practicing yoga, I used to go to a chiropractor 3 times a week. Tapos when I started practicing yoga, I felt that my back started to get better. Yung mga kinks, little kinks in my back, let's say, yung disc compression, nawawala.
How was
Talaga namang tatagaktak ang iyong pawis sa ehersisyong ito. Pero hindi dahil sa init, kundi sa hirap ng mga pose. Mababanat kasi ng husto ang mga muscle ng buong katawan sa isang oras na anti-gravity yoga class.
Yoga, yes, nakakapayat siya. Ang na-observe ko sa yoga, when I practice it, I crave bad food less. Kasi nung pumunta ako sa New York recently, I had to perform 40 shows in 8 days. And I didn't have time to practice yoga. I should have made time, but I was just so tired. And I saw that without practicing yoga, I was craving for sweets. I was craving for junk food. I was craving for fried foods. When I got back into it, bam, balik ako sa healthy eating.
Now, come back up to Warrior 2, bending your left knee.
You know, it's exciting to see a different form of yoga because we're so used to seeing it on the mat. So, you know, I gave it a shot, loved it ever since. I think yoga in general, anti-gravity yoga, especially when you start seeing results in the way you work out, you know, it influences you to make better shifts in your life, especially when it comes to food, which plays a really big part in, you know, weight loss and everything.
Pero ang in na mga ehersisyo gaya ng anti-gravity yoga at aerial dance, medyo masakit pala sa bulsa.
It ranges from 700 to 1,000 depending on how often you go.
It's affordable, kaya lang nga, para ako'y makapagturo, syempre kumuha ka ng licensing at ng parang certification para ang tinuturo ko ay sigurado, safe, at ligtas ang mga tinuturuan ko nga para sa ganitong klaseng workout.
Pero hindi raw mapipigil na mga presyong ito ang mga gustong maging sexy o pumayat kahit pa nakakalula.
Bring the fabric into your fingers and your hand.
Basta't ang importante raw ay magkaroon ng isang malusog na katawan. Pagiging tapat sa sarili, sa kapwa at sa bayan. Mga katangi ang dapat mamulat sa ating kamalayan bilang isang bansa. Dahil sa lipunang puno ng huwad na paniniwala, madalas ang pagpapakatotoo ang tanging solusyon para umusad mula sa kinasasadlakang sitwasyon. Hanggang sa susunod na Martes, ako po si Lucy Cruz Valdez, ang inyong Giorno. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.